some special guests on WDOR. Here's Eddie Allen.
Okay, thank you, Nick, and good morning. Today we have Laddie Chapman and George Bodenner in the studio, and they're going to tell us about a special event, a special program put on by the Sevastopol Historical Society. So welcome to our studio today.
Well, thank you, Eddie, and thanks for having us on. Yes, we wanted to tell everybody about the presentation the Sevastopol Historical Society will be doing on this Sunday at 1 o'clock at the Sevastopol Town Hall. It's in honor of the veterans, and we have 4 veteran speakers from Sevastopol area and 2 that couldn't make it, so we videotaped them. But it won't be a long program. We're just going to have each person speak for a few minutes and tell about their experiences. But I think that they have experiences we need to capture for posterity. And speaking of experiences, I have next to me George Bodenner, who has a lot of experience. Would you like to tell a bit about it, George?
Well, I graduated from high school in 1945. Ours was the World War II class. Since the war started right after we started our freshman year, and it ended, Germany surrendered about the time I graduated. But then I enlisted and spent 32 years in the Navy. Was in 3 wars, on 8 ships, and met a lot of really interesting people, had a lot of excellent experiences, and looking back on it, I really enjoyed my tours, some a little bit more than others, but being shot at is not very enjoyable, although Winston Churchill said that being shot at and not hit is one of the more enjoyable things that can happen to a person.
Mm-hmm. In the ships you were on, were you ever assigned on a ship that was built in Sturgeon Bay?
No, not in Sturgeon
Didn't
Bay.
happen.
No.
There were minesweepers,
Yeah,
weren't they, in some cases?
PBI built a bunch of minesweepers.
You sure they weren't built in Sturgeon Bay and they just didn't tell you?
No.
They would have had a plaque on it.
Okay.
It would have said.
Ships were built everywhere, of course, during World War II.
yeah.
I was on an LST that was built in what had been basically a bicycle shop before the war came along.
Well, they built 5 LSTs here during the Korean War.
Yes, I didn't get on any ship.
1166 to 1170. I remember the numbers.
Yeah. Quite an amazing
I watched
ship.
them launch some of those.
Well,
So this program is actually on Veterans Day. Many of the Veterans Day programs have been pushed off to Monday because it's falling on Sunday this year.
Right, I think the others are. That's why we get by with having it on Sunday. Nobody's conflicting with us. Yes, we have 3 other speakers that people might know. Dick Chappelle is one of them. He was on the Navy submarine service. He was a radio and sonar operator in the Pacific. And then we have George Gemberling, who was in the Army Infantry in North Africa. And he said he was wounded on the day of breakout, May 23rd, that would be 1944. He was picked up by Germans 2 days later in a ditch. So he made it back, and he got quite a few awards. And then we have Bob Grafe, who's a Bayshore resident right now. He was in the Marines in Saipan, Okinawa, and China. And we have 2 people who couldn't make it physically, but as I said, we have on videotape. Leo Niemeyer, who was a tank operator in the European area, and Jack Hurst, who was in the Japan occupation in the Army. So, and we also have pictures from most of these people. George Bodenner gave me a whole bunch of pictures of his great big ships. So we're going to display those as well. And we also have a little clip we'll probably play at the end. We'll have a question and answer period too. I hope that's interesting. And at the end, we're going to probably play a 6-minute clip of the Sevastopol elementary kids who sang a song called American Tears a few years ago. And we recorded that on their Veterans Day program, and we have it matched with some pictures they gave us. So that's very interesting. I can tell you there will be not a dry eye in the place.
Now, this is open to anybody who'd like to come? You don't have to be a veteran? Or
no, you can. Anybody would come. We hope we have enough space. The town hall.
It'd be nice to fill it up.
Well, our historical society presentations have been pretty full. We half an hour before the event, we kind of wonder, will anybody show up at all? and then the entire parking lot fills, and our town chairman once passed by and said we need some traffic traffic help there because there were so many cars coming in. But yes, anybody can come by. If you happen to have any pictures of your own involvement in the...
Or a family member?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that might be of interest, it's primarily World War II, please bring it. We'll have some tables set up for artifacts, well, hopefully small ones, and, and pictures. So that should be exciting. In fact, Dick Chappelle has a small model of the submarine he was on, so he's going to bring that too.
And the Sevastopol Town Hall is on Highway 57 in Institute, almost exactly next to the school.
It is exactly next to the school.
But there's plenty of parking at the Sevastopol Town Park too, right next to there.
Actually, you probably could park on a Sunday. You could park at the school if you were tight space, and so the park is a backup. Yes.
So there should be plenty of parking available. And,
absolutely.
And then there'll be a lot opportunity to socialize and talk about things afterwards.
Sure, we'll have some light refreshments afterwards. And some of the women, the good cooks in the Historical Society, are pretty good at making candy bars and things of that nature, so please take advantage of it. And let's see. Also, the Town Hall is handicapped accessible, but if you need a wheelchair, I think you're going to need one, please call Linda Waite in advance. See if you can arrange to get one. We only have one for the town, and one of our speakers has already reserved that.
Do you have a phone number for Linda?
Yes, we certainly do. That's 746-1230. That's the Town Hall. Linda Waite is our clerk treasurer, and also a very important person in our Historical Society.
And if she's not there, she's got an answering machine, so she'll get back to you.
Certainly.
For that?
Or if you wanted to, you could call me, Laddie Chapman, at 743-8400. Or you could email me at TV, that's like television, TV at doorbell.net, exactly as it sounds, DOORBELL.net.
And you're the man who also takes care of the Sevastopol Community Cable Channel, don't you?
Right, I'm the program director for our channel 986, and we will not be carrying this show live. It's a little easier not to sometimes, but we'll be recording it, and it'll be on our broadcast schedule sometime in the near future, and probably repeated ad infinitum over years, because it's about interest no matter how long it is.
But it'd be good for people to come to the program, whether you live in Sevastopol or not. You're welcome.
Absolutely. If you can fit in the parking lot or fit in the room, please, we'd like to have you there.
The Veterans Day program this Sunday, November 11th, 1 o'clock, at the Sevastopol Town Hall and Institute.
That's exactly right, Eddie. Thank you so much for letting us come by.
And thank you for being here.